welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode we are going to have another Sailfish OS related topic, which is going to be Bugger. Bugger is a small little software, or app better to say, which is going to make your life a lot easier if you are trying to create bug reports, for instance, for Sailfish OS. And you all know it, it's just like it is. Every app, everything that is out there, software-wise at least, has some bugs. That's normal, it just happens to all of them. There are Windows bugs, there are Linux bugs, there are macOS apps which have problems, or macOS itself, iOS and Android of course too. And so in some situations you might want to create a bug report for something and just let the developer know that the bug exists, because otherwise it can't be fixed. Especially with all the different configurations out there, and especially with the freedom of Sailfish OS, for instance, because you can really do a lot of things in the system itself, you might run into problems. And it's sometimes then very hard to distinguish and say, hey, this is my bug, so please try to fix it in this configurations and stuff like that. And in general, if you're going to do the bug report, for instance, in the forums, I'm going to put down a link below where you can do that. But if you're doing it like that, then it's sometimes hard to know which kind of operation system you are using, so the version of it, of course, and other stuff that is installed on your system, what could have an impact and stuff like that. So in some situations you just might want to have an app that is doing most of that stuff for you. Of course you will have to write your own bug report itself, so how to create the bug and stuff like that might be what you have to tell the bug reporter there. But in the end, all the other informations, the meta informations, can be done by Bugger in this case. And I want to show you how to do that and how Bugger does that nowadays. So, as always, what I'm using here is my mighty Sony Xperia 10 Mark III in this case, with Sailfish OS on it. And of course, at the side I have my laptop here. So my laptop is going to be used to give you the information you see on the TV or display in this case. And in the end, what I'm going to use here is the technology called Screencast. Screencast is going to create on the local LAN, so on the wireless LAN in this case, a small little, let's say it's a web server more or less, and that one is going to give you all the information you're seeing here, because I want to share with you all that is going on my smartphone at least. And so in this case, all I have to do now is switch over, because I already set it up, and as you can see, there is everything you see on my small screen here is going to be shown on the big screen too. So if I, for instance, do this, you will see it's going to come up there too. It may have a little bit of delay, that's normal. It's not because the smartphone is slow or something, it's just because everything has to communicate here, and that just takes a little bit of time. And in the end I'm going to show you both screens so you can see everything fine on there. And let's start with where can you find this little app friend I'm talking about. So the Bugger app in this case. I'm just going to turn around, show you both screens hopefully. As you can see, sometimes there are going to be glares because I'm just not holding it perfectly, and then my lights will be mirroring in there, but for that the big screen is there and you should be able to see everything just fine. So, okay, so first off, go to your, I already have it installed, but of course I want to show you where to go to. And just go to your stores first, and if you have Storeman, for instance, that's a very good point to go to. I think Sham has it too, but let's have a look at Storeman. If you go in here, you can just draw the drawer menu from the top there, and if you do that, just click on the search button, or the search entry in this case, and put in Bugger and write it in the right term. If you do that, then you're just going to see the first entry there, which is Bugger in this case. Just go in there. As you can see, it's highly rated in the end, and it's a really nice little assistant that is going to give you more information, more help with everything you're doing with the bug reports. And after that, if you're in here, just go to the install button up there. And if you did that, after that, I think at the start it's going to be the repository that you are going to include, and then you're going to download the stuff or install the program. So you have to do it twice in the end, but that's how it's meant to be in this case. If you did that, then just go back and you should find Bugger at your app drawer at the last point in general. And if you go there, just click on it and you're going to see the app itself. It's going to welcome you with this first screen where you have a couple of different informations which are more or less important for you. So first off, as you already can see, he is going to tell you that this is an unofficial one. So we are not talking about something that Yola gives you here or something, but it's something that makes it much more easy to follow, and for Yola too, and for you of course too. So both of you have a great win-win situation here. And like that you can just create those little app informations or about the bug informations about the official operation system and stuff like that. So just have a look at that. Just important, also you see this in your local language, in my case German, but of course there can be other ones too. You should write all the different informations there, or all the different informations you're putting in English, because of course everybody should have the ability to read it and have an easy way to do that, and like that you should do it like this. Okay, if you're ready, just go to OK, so swipe to the left in this case. Very interesting that it's to the left, not to the right, but whatever. And now you will see a couple of different informations, and in the end he's going to tell you what to do. Be very aware of that, again, that you should write it in English. It's more or less written up here, and there are a couple of different other things which are the information you are seeing here. One is that, for instance, it's very helpful for the app. I think it's much easier to do it like that. If you are, for instance, in the browser, so go to the native browser, go to the website there, and just log in like that. That should help you a lot, because then you don't have to log in by the app. It's much easier to do it like this, and of course the app doesn't have to handle all this kind of stuff then. And if you did that, then it's much easier to do go in. So in the end, of course, as a pre-requirement, you will have to be logged in the browser window to the forums of Sailfish OS. If you did that, then just type in all the information you need. So for instance, a name for the bug report, some kind of a short description of what is happening, then how to get to that, so the steps you will have to take to do stuff. There are 3 in here predefined, you can have more, it depends on what you want to do there. You can define different kinds of things. For instance, these are pre-requirements to create the bug, more or less, or the faulty behavior, whatever, and what is happening, what should be happening, and so on and so forth. And after that, here is the magic of the app, because in the end it's going to tell you everything about the app and what you installed here. So for instance, hey, what kind of device are you using, what even with the device number itself, the hardware version more or less, and stuff like that. Even which kind of Sailfish OS system you're using, which kind of version is running, which kind of architecture you're using there, of course, and so on and so forth. The localization is helpful too, and so on and so forth. And after that, you're going to have a couple of different other informations here. For instance, additional details. I don't think you can write much more, but if you want to, just put it in here. After that, there are a couple of different bug report options here. So for instance, where does it occur? And there are a lot of different options here. So just have a look at that. Very helpful in the end. And after that, if you did all that, one sec, there we are. You can, for instance, have a look at for instance, a regression. Very interesting thing, because I didn't see that before. The regression part is something that is going to help you to tell the Yola team, hey, in version X, the Y set or whatever, XYZ, it worked, but now it doesn't, for instance. very helpful too. And very helpful too, here are things that are considered mods. So for instance, if you are using the patch manager itself, if you are using OpenWRPress, Shum, or other stuff that you can add in here if you want to, all these are by default there and will be detected more or less from your device. And other than that, if you have anything else that you changed, for instance, you have GApps installed, or you are using Radroid, or whatever you want to put in there, you can just put it in here and do that. Very helpful. At the bottom then, you can see at the moment I didn't fill in everything, so he's going to tell us a lot of different things. But very interesting, I never saw the drawer menu at the bottom here, but it's in this app. And as you can see, at the moment he's just telling you, okay, you have to fill out a couple of other fields here before you can go on. But it's a very nice little app. And if you are ready and it would be fine that you put in everything, then you can draw this and just send this to the bug report system. And as you already can see, you get a lot of different informations in here, which you would have to put in all the time on the forum, or just keep refreshing on the forum, because there are a couple of different informations you can do there in the account itself. But of course you would have to manually be up to date with all this information. And like this, you always have all the right thing going on here. And I think this is a very, very helpful thing to have. So I highly recommend you to install this on your system if you want to do bug reports or something. And of course you will have to log into your Sailfish OS forum account, because that's where you have to put the bug reports in. But in the end, that's a very, very nice way to do it, very easy to do it. And if you have any kind of trouble, you have to tell the developer about it, otherwise it's not going to be fixed. No chance then. And I would say this is more or less all I have to say in this episode. I hope you had fun with it. Hope it's a great app. If you want to download it, down below I will put the link in the description box in this case. If you have any kind of questions, comments, whatever, put them down below in the commentary section, of course. And if you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't till now. And other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, have a great time till the next episode, and bye. Bye!